Deep breath. And he gets a call. He goes, "Okay, we got the. They already got the platform."
Campaign for my re-election bid as mayor of the city of Oxnard, and I really thank you for your support. So, I have my daughters come up here, but they're all in the serving line, and so the first thing I wanted to acknowledge is that I have my family here. I have my mom and dad, and they've been helping out a lot, so John and Diane Flynn. And I have my three daughters here, Megan, who's 26 years old. You know, when they're younger, you can tell everybody their age. So she's 26 years old, and she's going to start an elementary teacher program at Long Beach State in about a month. So let's give her a round of applause. And then I have my daughter, Maeve, and she's 19. She's the stud. Megan's not going to like me saying that because Megan thinks she's the stud. But Maeve is a water polo player at Ventura College, and she is a swimmer. She's intensely competitive, and she's a dream child in the context that she took 3 summer school classes. She's working 60 hours a week, and she got 3 A's in those 3 summer school classes. And then my daughter, May Reed. May Reed just turned 17, and she's the shy blonde, and she's the one selling tickets, and she's going to be a senior next year, and she is an unbelievable human being. She is, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, she's been a rower at Casitas Rowing, and we're trying to get her back into rowing, but more than anything else, I think she's going to become a movie star. So let's give her a round of applause, can we? That's going to embarrass her a lot. So I want to start off by thanking you again. I want to admit to you that it's a very difficult day for me in particular because my wife Julie, as you know, passed away about a year ago. It's in 3 weeks it'll be a year, and Julie was front and center in every single thing that I ever did, and the reason why I was elected to begin with is because of my wife Julie, and I love Julie very much, and I want to just acknowledge Julie very quickly, and we'll think about her very quickly. So, when I'd walk precincts in the last election, and this is after she had her first surgery, nobody knew that she was sick. And I was a little bit on the hyper side. I kind of have that problem anyway. I'm a little hyperactive. I got in trouble a lot. My dad used to keep me right next to him on the dinner table, and I was always getting kind of a little bit of kind of a gentle nudge. And then if I got out of control, it would kind of, go beyond that. You guys all remember that, right? Your parents would give you a you know what. So, but the bottom line is that, and it's very important really to talk about, is that Julie was responsible for everything, and she did so much. And this year I had to fill Julie's shoes, and I'm trying to fill Julie's shoes, and it's actually impossible to fill Julie's shoes, right? And all the moms here understand that, but Julie's a very, very unique human being, and I'm dedicating this campaign, my re-election campaign, to Julie Flynn. And they say in these grieving groups that you move on, and I've been reading these books, The Courage to Grieve and things like that. They say you move on. Well, I'm moving on, but I'm not moving on without Julie. That's the bottom line, okay? And so she's with me. So I want to start by thanking a few people. The first person I want to thank, and I want him to come up here right now, is Jeff Mulhart, who, you know what, if you've ever met Jeff Mulhart, I don't know how many people know. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. So this is Jeff Mulhart. Of course, he stands next to me. I mean, this is a great ad for a campaign. I stand tall next to Jeff Mulhart, of course. And Jeff is responsible for every brick, every bench. I mean, again, Scott Borchard, who's here. Where's Scott Borchard? Is Scott here? Can he raise his hand? Scotty Waddy Doo-Doo, where are you? Scott's in line and he's hiding with his wonderful wife. Scott just built this wonderful cover so you guys would have a cover. So if you guys need work done, it's all about Scott Borchard, okay? So remember that name, Scott Borchard. Can you please? Oh, actually, there's my three daughters. So guys, come on up here really quickly. Megan, Maeve, Mary, come on up. Come on. But I want Jeff to say a few words very quickly about the farm park, and then we'll get back to the girls. Here's Jeff.
Okay, thanks, Tim. I'm glad that we have this opportunity to share the site with Tim and all of you, and I'm hoping you keep in mind that we do have other events. As a matter of fact, next Saturday from 12 to 5, we have a summer barbecue. So if you check out our website, we have some postcards over here. Inside that building there, my nephew Joe Mulhart's here. He can help you out. We're trying to get you guys to buy a couple things, even if it's a couple of lemons. And as we raise money, we'll keep doing more and more things out here. People that have been here from the beginning have seen all the changes. You know, we have added this nice arbor. We added the nice big barn implement over here. Another thing we do is we sell engraved bricks over here to my right. All those bricks, they're $100, and they go towards the farm park, and then we add your name to our history out here. So I'm really glad you guys came out here, and I appreciate Tim thinking about us, and I wish him all the best in the election. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So this is Megan. Megan's going to start the teaching program, and she and I had a nice little father-daughter talk about 2 months ago. I took her to Surfers Point. We got in the car. She was kind of like thinking Dad's acting strange and strangely, but that's kind of normal. So anyway, Dad's act strangely, and so I looked at her and I said, you know something, Megan? You know, she runs a business with her roommate. She's really successful at it. They watch, and they care for dogs. You know, Dalmatians down to poodles, and she's done really, really Great Danes to, down to poodles, but she does a great job. And I said, you know something, Megan? You really need to carry on the Flynn tradition. My father, John Flynn, was a junior high school teacher for 17 years, I think, at Balboa Junior High. And then I took on that baton, and now Megan's taking on the baton. So Megan's going to be the teacher. She's going to be doing good things for education. This is Maeve. They should be in order. Teachers like the order. Maeve, can you guys change? I'm a little OCD. Can you change places, please? Okay. So this is Maeve. She's the water polo player, and I call her the Bronx Bomber, the Boston Brawler, and her nickname on the swim team is the Beast. Okay. You don't know what girls do to each other in water polo under the water. You don't want to know, okay? But this is Maeve, and I'm very proud of her, and she's the one with the 3 A's this summer at Ventura College, okay? All right, Maeve, get out of the way. And this is May Reed, and she's the shyest of them all. She's the one I say is going to become a movie star, and I'm very, very proud of her. And here's the bottom line about May Reed, right? All my daughters have Gaelic names. It's May Reed or Mayrit in Ireland. And then Maeve, she was the Queen of Ireland, right? And Maeve also means fierce. And by the way, the name Flynn means fury and ruddish, in the face. And then there's Megan. That could be, combination, but they all have Gaelic names. But this is May Reed, and she's the junior at St. Bonaventure High School. She'll be a senior next year. And she's the one that I'm really looking forward to blossoming. Say hi to her, engage her in a conversation if you do me a favor. But she's a wonderful girl. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, guys, get out of here. Pardon me? The meat will be ready in 10 minutes. All right, my daughter said my tractor's here. So we'll finish the speech from the tractor, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to call up Vanessa Harris. Let's have Vanessa Harris come up. So when I grew up in Oxnard as a kid, I had a neighbor, and his name was Glenn Harris. And Glenn Harris's sister was the first girl I ever gave a kiss to. And Glenn's...
And you're still friends.
And we're still friends. And Vanessa is Glenn's daughter. So my former neighbor that I grew up with, this is his daughter, Vanessa. She was one of my German students at Camarillo High School, and she is involved in so many different things, including the Special Olympics out of Santa Barbara County. And she is really an event planner, and she's done a great job with promoting this event, doing so many things for the campaign. She's very detail oriented, and so I want to have her say a few words. Here's Vanessa. Let's give her a round of applause.
You see that one coming. Well, thank you all for being here. It's been such a blast working with Mr. Flynn. I still can't stop calling him Mr. my teacher. So anyhow, it's great to meet all of you. My parents are Oxnard locals, and I recently moved to Ventura, and it's so nice to be back in Ventura County. And I'm very excited to be part of this community. You guys are wonderful and beautiful and have something really to be proud of being a part of Oxnard. So thanks for sharing it with me and my family, and we look forward to many more great events together. Vote for Tim Flynn for mayor.
Thank you. Okay, so I want to go through very quickly a couple more things, okay? Of course, there's Kimmy Bell, and where's Kimmy Bell? Kimmy Bell always comes in, saves the day, and helps out. Where's Kimmy? Kimmy! All right, there's Kimmy Bell, and let's give her a round of applause. She was very instrumental in this event. Our bartenderess of the wine is Shannon McComb, who's attending America's oldest engineering school back east, and she is a student of engineering, and she's going to be a senior next year. Aren't we proud of her? Let's give her a round of applause. And of course, her mother, Colleen, who's helped out. And then what we want to do is we want to acknowledge the barbecue crew. And is the barbecue crew anywhere in good condition? They've been drinking Coors Light, trying not to have too much to drink. But anyway, they're all the way over in the corner, led by Mike York, all my buddies from elementary school. Let's give them a round of applause for that barbecue. And of course, last but least, too, we want to talk about Red Tandem Brewery. You know what? Breweries, microbreweries are coming. Someone told me that 25 microbreweries are opening every day in the United States of America. That's how committed people are to beer. And we'll remember what Benjamin Franklin said. Beer is living proof that God loves us, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have Red Tandem just come up really quickly and say a few words. Let's have them come on up. Come on up, Red Tandem. Come on, let's give them a round of applause. Can we please? And as they're coming up, remember what I said about Dominic's Italian food, but we'll talk about that.
Well, thank you very much, Tim. I'm Mark Caviezel. This is Jenny Sturzbecker, thank you. We're from the Red Tandem Brewery. We're brand new. We've been open about 7 weeks. We're Oxnard's first and only brewery. And if you all like the beer today, this was 3 of our offerings. We always keep 7 beers on tap at the brewery, and we're brand new. We're at Oxnard Shores, straight down Woolley, where Woolley meets Harbor. We're right in that little shopping center there. Oh. I'm sure he'll be fine, I hope. So, anyways, we hope you enjoyed the beer, and thanks for coming out. We appreciate it.
Okay, and I have a special guest here who just fell down, so we're going to go ahead. What's your name? Enough of that nonsense. Okay, are you having fun? No? It says Josh on it. Josh, can you say something? Okay. All right. You want to go back to mommy? Where's mommy? Okay, there's mommy. Go get mama. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, another person right along the line. Oh, there's her dad, Josh. Josh was my former student, and then he's now a teacher, and he and I have taught together. Let's give Josh Chancer a round of applause.
Hey, I just want to say, the other day I called Tim up and I said, Tim, I got 40 kids and we want to check out City Hall. And he was already on summer vacation, and he made some time to show 40 kids what he does. And I think we all know Tim is a friend, but it's really amazing to see him in action, to see him what he does every day and how genuine and serious he is at it. It's incredible. So it's great to know our city's in great hands. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you very much. So we have Christine Behrens, and Christine here always comes and saves the day also, like Kimmy. They're those last minute save the day people. Christine, give us a round of applause, lady. Christine Behrens. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the band. Wow. So their name is Emergence, all right? And boy, if they're not emerging as a major force in Ventura County, I don't know what they are all about. I want to call up a band member. How about Dwayne Bell? Come on, Dwayne, come on up. Dwayne, put that bear down and come on over here, please, Dwayne. Thank you. Oh, here he is. All right. Dwayne, by the way, is, you can tell he's really in good shape, especially next to me. He is an instructor, a cycling instructor. So if you're ever looking for, to really get into great shape, ask Dwayne about. Dwayne's going to introduce the band members and talk a little bit about the band. So let's give the band Emergence a round of applause, please.
If I may pause and just wait to introduce the band. We're having some power difficulties with the, we keep tripping a switch out here. We located another power supply in the back. Give us just a chance to work on our power, and we'll get right back to you and introduce the band and make all the introductions.
So a lot of people are probably saying, look, it's been a half an hour of introductions. How about, where's the beef, Mayor? Huh? Why are you running for mayor of the city of Oxnard? Well, let me just say a few things, okay? And I'm going to start that. First of all, we have one of my other former students in the audience who's running for the Camarillo City Council. Jameson Lingle. Stand up, Jameson, please. We have Harbor Commissioner Jess Herrera. Let's give him a round of applause, please. We had Carmen Ramirez, who was here, Mayor Pro Tem. I don't know if she's still here or if she's back. Is Carmen here? All right, here she is. She just arrived. Carmen, come on up. You have to say a few words. So this, Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez, and she and I are really, really great partners. Don't say that to her husband, though. And we're great partners, and we're really doing great things together. So let me have her say a few words. Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez, let's give her a round of applause.
Glad it's your party, and I have a break this year, but we really are on the road to improving our city 200%. Tim's our leader. We have to support him. We can't change the path by diverting from cleaning up our city, and we're doing it. It does take time. I've recently been counseled by one of our constituents to stop counseling patients, but we have to be a little patient because what took a long time to mess up, it's going to take a little bit more time to fix. So we're fixing it. Thank you, Tim, for your leadership. This guy has tremendous stamina, I'm telling you, to teach high school all day long and then get to council. Sometimes, you know, we're there till quite late. I'm in awe. So thank you, Tim. Keep up the good work, and it's an honor to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Jameson Lingle, we have a council candidate here who just, you know, the filing period starts in a week. You know, people say that they intend on running, and then what it really comes down to is pulling the papers to run and then actually filing the papers. And once you file the papers, that's it. You're on the ballot. So we have another gentleman, and his name is Jack Villa. And where's Jack? Let's have Jack raise his hand, please. Here's Jack Villa, please. Jack worked for the United States Post Office for many years. He's very, very dedicated. I think when we've talked about the cutbacks and a lot of the things that have affected the post office, we realize that even though there's the internet, a lot of us look forward to getting the mail every day, right? And sometimes we don't. Depends on our situation. But it's because of postal carriers like Jack and even Councilman Perello, who was a postal carrier, a rural postal carrier until very recently and just retired. Jack just retired, and Jack told me when he retired that he wanted to devote himself to the people of the city of Oxnard. And so he's been restarting all the neighborhood councils in the city of Oxnard, working together with Len Schulman. And Len Schulman, where's Len Schulman? Can I have Len Schulman raise his hand? Where's Len? Is he still here?
Right here.
Len Schulman, head of the Inter-Neighborhood Council organization, ladies and gentlemen, and he's working together with Len, and they're bringing back participation and civic engagement by the neighborhoods in Oxnard to improving the neighborhood. But Jack is a city council candidate, and I hope you give him your undivided support and meet Jack. Come and meet him. Go over and shake his hand. Let him tell you why he's running for city council. But he wants to take his passion for public service, and he now wants to make a difference in the city of Oxnard. So congratulations, Jack. And finally, and I don't want to get it wrong, but I could have other people here that are running, and if they do, they just raise their hand, they let me know. But we have Orlando Dozier, who is a planning commissioner, along with Deirdre Frank, and Deirdre Frank is a planning commissioner over here. Deirdre, raise your hand. These guys have to read documents for hours upon hours upon hours, and they don't get paid 1 penny to do it. 1 penny. There are some people who say they have to do more reading than city council members, right? Because they have to really know these issues and really study them, and Deirdre can attest to that. Orlando has announced that he's going to be a candidate for the Oxnard City Council. He has a passion. I hope you give him your attention. Find out from him, Orlando, why are you running for the City Council? He'll go ahead and do that. Orlando, we'll give you a round of applause, please. And where's Keith? Is Keith here? Is he still here? Keith?
Tim, Steve Nash is here too.
Steve Nash is the planning commissioner. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Nash. Thank you, Steve. And Steve is a very passionate man, and many of you, if you turn in the city council meetings, you'll hear Steve speaking outside of the planning commission before city council meetings. Okay, and we have here, ladies and gentlemen, a very young, dynamic man also we want to introduce. AJ, can you stand up, please? Ladies and gentlemen, AJ of the Oxnard Good Club and here, and he is really making a difference, and we really appreciate his leadership. So let me get into why I'm running, and then I'll figure out who else is here that I might have missed. I'm running for mayor of the city of Oxnard, not because of the title. Someone said not Ventura. I don't know if they did you guys rehearse that? All right, I do have some good friends from Ventura who say, can you come over here and run for mayor? I said, no, I got too much of a mess here in Oxnard that we have to clean up. I'm running as mayor of the city of Oxnard, not because of a title, not because of the prestige. I'm running for mayor of the city of Oxnard because I believe in Oxnard, and it's sometimes very difficult when there's a homicide rate as high as it can be in the city of Oxnard. It's very difficult to believe in the city of Oxnard when you see some of the things happening here. It's very hard to believe in the city of Oxnard when we find out that one man over a 20-year period made close to $50 million of taxpayer money. $50 million, right? And he was assisted by the city council to make that $50 million. It's hard to believe in the city of Oxnard when we know that the DA and the FBI had to raid City Hall because they were shredding documents before they could be used against them in a court of law. It's very hard for people to trust government because people make mistakes in government. And I want to be a person that you can trust. I want to be one person, and there are many people you can trust, but I want to be one person in this atmosphere of distrust. I want to be a person that you can trust, that will guide the city along with Carmen, along with the city council, and Greg Nyhoff, who's doing an excellent job. I want to take Oxnard out of that reputation of being the homicide capital of Ventura County, being the corrupt capital of Ventura County, to the most vibrant, the most energetic city, not just in California, but anywhere in the United States. And that really is my vision for the city of Oxnard. Now, I get a lot of what I have in me from my dad, John Flynn. And a lot of you know John Flynn because he knocked on your door. How many of you had John Flynn knock on your door? Raise your hand. Where are you, Dad? Where's my dad? All right, he's over there in line trying to get something to eat there. He was the one who taught me how to walk door to door. I'll get into the election. He was the one who taught me how to walk door to door. And one time when my dad and I were getting ready to knock on a door at 9 o'clock at night, and I said, Dad, isn't it a little too late? They know who I am, Tim. They'll gladly open the door. And on the fence it said, beware of dog. I said, Dad, beware of dog. Don't worry, the dog knows me too. And then the next house it said, no solicitation. No solicitation. I go, Dad, it says no solicitation. Tim, that's an invitation to knock on the door. So I learned about how to be a person that is approachable and is going to go out and meet people and not be above people. I'm never above people. I've said to my wife, I've said to my family, the minute anybody in government thinks they're above people, we need to kick their, you know what, out, right? Right? And there are too many people who think they get into an elected position and it's, oh my God, I have all this prestige. And you know what? It's not about prestige. It's about serving the public. And I learned that from my dad, John Flynn. Let's give him a round of applause. And my mom, who a lot of times, my mom's very shy. She never got the credit. But my mom was, again, the only reason my dad ever got elected over and over again is because of Diane Flynn. So let's give her a round of applause. So a couple quick issues. Let me tell you what I think's going on. What we're going to hear in this fall campaign is we're going to hear that Tim Flynn is against the police department and he's against the fire department. He doesn't support firefighters and he does not support policemen. Ladies and gentlemen, there could be nothing further from the truth. The bottom line is this. We have a pension system in the state of California that at its current rate is unsustainable. And if public pensions are to continue, which I do support them, they have to be sustainable. Otherwise, there's going to be a revolt by the public. We're trying to get our own public safety unions to accept the fact that the city paying 50% of their salary towards their pensions. Let me stop. If you're a police officer and you make, or a firefighter and you make $100,000 a year, the city's paying $50,000 a year towards their retirement. $50,000 a year to the retirement. That is unsustainable. That cannot last. So what you are going to hear in the fall is that I'm against the police department and I am cutting police officers and I'm cutting firefighters, and that's why we've had a spike in violence in the city. There could be nothing further from the truth. The fact of the matter is that we pay in the city of Oxnard 60% of our total budget goes to police and fire. We spend 3 times more on the police department than we do the fire department. Other cities, it's 2 to 1. We spend 3 to 1. And there's no city in Ventura County that spends more on public safety than the city of Oxnard as a percentage of its budget. I have someone that said, of course, Tim, Oxnard's the largest city, of course it spends the most money. No, I'm saying as a percentage of our budget, we allocate more money to public safety than any other city in the county. But what's happening in Oxnard is happening all across the state of California and all across this nation. And that is that when you get 3% of your pay for every year you work, let me explain it quickly. 3% of your pay for every year that you work. You work 30 years. You start at 20, you end at 50. You get 90% of your pay. That, ladies and gentlemen, was by voter decree. The voters of the state of California approved that, but they didn't understand what the consequences of that were. And so, with the stock market having substantial losses over the last decade and the Great Recession, these funds, these retirement funds, are depleted. And there's huge unfunded liabilities. And on the City Council, Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez and the City Council is attempting to address that with public safety. And I just hope, and I'm a very hopeful person, I hope that we can work much more closely with them and together with them to find a solution to these public safety, in particular retirements. Our contribution, the city's contribution to public safety retirements is 3 times more money than the average city employee. So Fire and police, we're contributing 3 times the amount of money than we contribute to someone driving a trash truck, or working in public works, or working in the library. That's just a real quick local lesson on government. And so we need to make these things sustainable. And I believe that we can work together, we can work with police, we can work with fire to find a solution. And I'm here to say that I want to join hands with the fire and police. Why would you be against the fire and police department? They serve us loyally, and we deserve to support them. We should support them. But there's a little misunderstanding about how we're going to deal with these retirement issues. And I want to say, as mayor of the city of Oxnard, in the next 2 years, because of the Public Employee Reform Act, PEPRA, by 2018, every single city in the state of California is allowed to impose upon those public safety unions the reforms passed by Governor Brown several years ago. And we want to make sure that we're proactive. We don't wait for 2 years. We get these public safety retirements under control and making sure that they're not taking a larger percentage of our budget. That's what you need to understand. A larger percentage of the very precious resources that we have. 60% of the $122 million that we spend in our city budget goes to public safety, more than any other city in Ventura County. So when you hear in the fall that Mayor Flynn's against public safety, you say, it just ain't true. Mayor Flynn not only supports public safety, he wants to join hands with public safety to finding a solution to the problem. I'm an optimist. I believe I and the city council can work together with them, and we're going to find some solutions. Let's talk about the crime problem in the city of Oxnard. We have about 2,000 to 3,000 young men in this city who have taken a wrong path. They've decided, many of them without fathers, that they can get community feeling, they can get brotherhood, they can get love, they can get attention by joining a criminal organization with the exclusive purpose of committing crimes and hurting people. We are here to say united, that not only are we against violence, but we are going to do something about violence in the city of Oxnard, but to expect that several hundred police officers are the only answer to the problem is not going to happen. It's a community solution. And we need to join hands with the police department to find answers to how we can take young men, in particular, who are taking their energy and their youth and they're channeling it in the wrong direction, and take those young men and train them for jobs, get them to see the light, that a life of crime not only does not pay, but if you're involved in crime, you're going to go to prison, you're going to die, and that is no life for any human being. Not just in Oxnard, it's no life for any human being. And this just does not happen in Oxnard. It's happening all across the county. We can't run from the problem, ladies and gentlemen, because what a lot of people do is run from the problem. We can't run. We need to stay and we need to fight it out. And we need to here, and we absolutely reject categorically all violence of all kinds. We reject younger men joining gangs, and we call on those younger men right now to stand tall and to become part of this community. You're not part of the community when you're a gang member. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to deliver the bad news. I'm here to bring positive news. You're not part of the community as a gang member. You've left the community as a gang member. We want you to join this community. We want you to leave the gang. We want you, ladies and gentlemen, to be productive, good, hardworking American tax-paying citizens. And we want to end the violence now. And it will be a community solution, and I have many ideas on that. We'll go on to the next issue, the city's finances. One person told me, Tim, as long as you watch the city's money, I'll support you. The minute you stop watching the city's money, I'm not going to support you anymore, but I'll still be your friend. We have, ladies and gentlemen, 20 years where the finances of the city were not properly managed. And the city council now, for 2 years under the current city manager, is turning around the city's finances. Not only do I want to end violence in Oxnard, I want to make sure that the city's finances are left in good hands. That the sewer plant, which is on the verge of collapse, that sewer plant is rebuilt, and we make sure, and I'm sorry about this topic, you guys, because I hope you're all finished eating. When you flush the toilet, we want to make sure that's going to the sewage treatment plant, it's treated, and then it goes into our water recycling plant, it's recycled, and then that water can be reused again. That sewage belongs nowhere near the ocean. And we've had several sewage spills in the ocean because the sewer plant is failing. And I can't say it's imminent that it's going to fail. It's on the verge of failure. So when we talk about the fact that recently City of Oxnard increased by $10 a month, the sewer bill, it's because the sewer plant is about ready to collapse. We also have problems with water, and we also have problems with trash. Recently, the City Council decided, after all the chicanery and shenanigans that took place with our trash facility, that's where one man was allowed to sell the facility at a profit of $25 million. That was rolled into your rates. One man made $25 million and ran out of town with it. All right? We took that facility back. We're saving, out of a $6 million budget, we're saving $2 million. The city is operating its own facility, and we're saving $2 million every single year. All right? So the last thing I want to talk about is something a little bit happier. We have a lot of younger people. I'm a teacher. We have a lot of younger people. You ask them, what do you want to do? I don't know. What's your interest in school? Well, I like this, I like that. How do you think that's going to translate into getting a job? Ladies and gentlemen, the most and the highest paying jobs anywhere are in jobs of the future, 21st century jobs. High-tech, biotech, medical research. Does anyone here have a child or a granddaughter, grandson that's working in any of those three fields? Medicine, high-tech, or biotech? Raise your hand. Well, we need to have, the next time, we need to have 10 times the people raising their hands, because those are some of the highest paying jobs. Those are private sector jobs. They get stock options. It creates a lot of wealth for a community. But in order to attract those jobs, we need the very best schools in Oxnard. We need the #1 schools. No one should not live in Oxnard because they think, either by perception or reality, that the schools aren't #1. We need the best schools in the city of Oxnard. That's what attracts high-tech, biotech, and medical research companies. And we have the cultural amenities, and we have the housing to provide for those workers. My next 2 years are to come up with a plan with our new economic development director, Kim Horner, and join hands with the business community. How can we attract those higher paying jobs to Oxnard? We need more money, we need more income. That's what makes the world turn. When we talk about parks, we talk about the sewer plant, we talk about police and fire. None of that happens without prosperity locally. We want prosperity. So my campaign is about prosperity. It's about not taking Oxnard backwards. And you know what? I didn't call up the FBI and the DA and say, okay, I ran for mayor and I lost, go raid City Hall. They raided City Hall because they had good cause to do it, and people just barely made it. They didn't press charges for a variety of reasons, but we're never, ever, ever going to have that ever happen in Oxnard again. And you can trust me, you can trust Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez, I believe you can trust this council and Greg Nyhoff. I really want to thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I hope I didn't speak too long. And I want you to believe in Oxnard. I don't care if you're from Ventura, you're from Camarillo. I want you to believe in Oxnard, because what happens in Oxnard affects everybody in the county. We know that. It's the economic locomotive of this county, and we want those higher paying jobs here. And my next 2 years are about jobs and getting younger people in jobs. So thank you very much. And I know there's some people I didn't introduce. I'll introduce you later. I got to shut up for a while. Okay, so thank you. So I don't know. All right, so the power's back on. And by the way, my wife's mom, Jane Kaufman's here. I want to acknowledge her. Jane Kaufman, let's give her a round of applause. My brother-in-law, Steve, who came all the way from the state of Oregon. My brother-in-law, John, who's the drummer here. And finally, my friends Nancy and Abraham. Where are Nancy and Abraham? They came all the way from San Francisco, California. U.S. Attorney Abraham and Nancy, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a round of applause, please. San Francisco, California. Thank you.
Herr Bürgermeister! Herr Bürgermeister!